G'day folks. This is why you should never trust police officers with a badge or a car or anything, because anybody can pretend to be a police officer. So if a police officer comes to your door and shows you a badge, keep your door locked and don't let them in. Get them to slip the search warrant under the door. You can probably read it that way, but I still wouldn't trust them, because how do I know they're not fake coppers like in this story here? Check this out. Released immigration detainee charged over alleged home invasion and bashing of elderly couple. One of the immigration detainees released following a High Court ruling has appeared in court over an alleged home invasion and brutal bashing of an elderly couple. An immigration detainee who was freed following a landmark High Court ruling has faced court over the alleged bashing of an elderly couple during a home invasion. The alleged incident happened in the Perth suburb of Girraween about 7 p.m. on April 16. It resulted in one of the victims, 73-year-old Ninette Simons, requiring hospitalisation because her injuries were so severe. She was at home with her husband Philip Simons, 76, when police alleged 3 people knocked on the door pretending to be police officers. Mr. Simons opened the door, then was immediately pushed to the ground and had his hands bound behind his back. Miss Simons was held to the ground and punched in the face several times, causing her to lose consciousness, police said. It has been alleged the group and their co-offender stole more than $200,000 worth of jewellery and other items before they fled the home on foot. Over the weekend, police arrested 4 people, including Majid Jamshidi Dukabila, who was one of the immigration detainees released from detention. He appeared in Joondalup Magistrates Court on Monday, charged with aggravated home burglary, assault, detaining someone, robbery and impersonating a public officer. He was remanded in custody to face court again on June 10. Mr. was one of the detainees released from Yonga Hill Detention Centre in Perth last November. A High Court ruling found it was illegal for detainees who could not be deported to be detained indefinitely, and he was released into the community with dozens of other detainees. On March 22, a court order that required Mr. to remain at a fixed address was discontinued after it had been in place for about 1 month. Detectives and officers from the Tactical Response Group executed several search warrants in Nollamara. During the search of a house in New Haven Way, police allegedly located handcuffs, a WA police badge wallet and a WA police brim hat. Several items of jewellery were also allegedly recovered. A 38-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman were arrested at the home. The 38-year-old man was charged with a number of offences relating to the alleged aggravated home burglary. About 4:40 p.m. on Sunday, another search warrant was executed at the Bangala place in Balcatta, where a 48-year-old woman was arrested upon entry. Police will allege the woman drove 3 men to and from the Girraween home on the night of the incident. A short time later, about 5:30 p.m, a 43-year-old man was arrested during the execution of a search warrant on Cave Street in Osborne Park. Jewellery was allegedly recovered at the home and he was subsequently charged too. As a result of the extensive investigation, several other people were also charged with related offences. Detective Inspector Gary Butler said the incident had caused enormous stress and anxiety to the couple. He commended the couple for their bravery in coming forward and telling their story. It has been of the utmost importance for us to bring these individuals to court to help the peace of mind for Ninette and Philip and allow them to go home, he said. Life will never be the same for them, and our work does not stop here while we seek justice for this alleged horrific offending. They may not have been home yet and are not eating. We hope with ongoing support and bringing these people to justice will help bring them some form of closure. Look, there's the police badge, guys. That's right, the guy had a fake thing, so don't trust anybody who flashes a badge at you. Anyone. Don't trust anybody with one of those badges. Just don't trust them. Just assume everyone is a fake. Thank you. Police are still looking for another person who they allege was involved in the home invasion. Impersonating police officers is taken very seriously, Mr. Butler said. Let's just unquote this story. That police officer said, impersonating police officers is taken very seriously. Now, these guys entered someone's home, aggravated burglary, nearly killed the couple, bashed the hell out of them, pretended to be a copper, and they're not really from Australia. They were immigrants, right? Check this out. Now, the funny thing about this is they'll just be released in the community and they'll get bugger all detention in jail. That's right, they'll get hardly any time and they'll be back out on the streets again. And look at the broad range of the age group where they're at. Do you think they're going to rehabilitate? I don't think so. Anyway, you be the judge. Thank you. These are the people in the Australian community. Thank you. Anyway, back to the story. Anyone who thinks they can get away with committing a violent crime, There we go. This violent crime was just outrageous. We have brought two out of three of the alleged offenders before the courts and are actively continuing our investigations, the police said. Anyone who thinks they can get away with committing a violent crime, think again, because we are damn good at our jobs and we don't sleep and we get our crooks. Yeah, but some cases are left unclosed, Mr. Policeman. You're saying that just because you got someone, but not every case is closed. Thank you. All right, next up, WA Liberal leader Libby Medham said Premier Roger Cook had failed on his promise that the detainees in the WA community would be closely monitored by police. Speaking on Sky News, Miss Medham said every Western Australian should be outraged by what transpired and that people had a right to know how the detainees were being monitored in the community. She said Prime Minister Anthony Albanese also owed the Simons family and the broader community an apology. This government has failed to ensure that the community has been safe from detainees who we know were at risk to the community, she said. An Australian Border Force spokesperson said the Department of Home Affairs was aware that an individual who holds a bridging visa R was arrested by WA police on April 28. The safety and security of the community remains the absolute priority for the Australian Border Force and Department of Home Affairs, and we will continue to work closely with our state and territory partners, the spokesperson said. Inquiries are ongoing and one alleged offender remains outstanding. Detectives urge anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers. Now get this, they say all that, and you watch, they'll be allowed in the country, they won't deport them, they'll stay where they are, they'll stay put as Australian citizens, they'll do a little bit of jail time, and they'll be left to roam the streets again. This is what Australia is heading to, folks. This is where Australia is headed. This sort of crime is what's going to hit our streets real hard over the next couple of decades. Absolutely. As the Australian government has no qualms about letting everybody and anybody into this country. This should be an outrage to all the members of the community in Australia, let alone Western Australia. That's right, immigrants coming to our country and doing this to the local people. This is going to be a sign of the times to come. This world that we live in, Australia, is becoming a shitfest of a dangerous place. That's right, fuck these people, send them back where they came. Thank you. This has been another Hang Loose Recluse production. Thank you.